High school won the state long jump championship, beat the man who eventually became the Olympic gold medal winner, Randy Williams, 24 feet 2 inches. Just a superb athlete. Wants to be an actor. Gain of 3, second down 7. Southern Cal on Ohio State's 38. USC ahead 3-0. 10:25 to go in the first period. That's McNeil in motion. Hanson Moore on the drop. 30. He's to the 26. Hanson Moore, who didn't carry the ball much this year. 440 carries by the tailback. 40 carries by the fullback.
All right, this may have been an automatic. They were playing very wide defensively. Beautifully, he hands it off. They hit behind the flow. The hole is there. Runs pretty well. He is a tremendous competitor, this young man, and what a blocker.
He was a tailback in high school. Here he is again. Look at him pick that way, the way with the feet a good fullback should do. He escaped Middleton there, and the hit made by Steve Luke. Anthony Davis trying to slant off the left side. No gains. Pete Cusick, the strongest man on the Ohio State team, number 71, a weightlifter. Woody Hayes was giving a lecture one time and was exploiting the late Harry Truman, who was the greatest man he'd ever known. And Cusick said, what about Charles Atlas? Second down 10. USC at Ohio State's 26. Deep drop back by Hayden. Trying to get out of the pocket. Here's your first sack of the game. Hayden is brought down on the 30. The next time Hayden passes, notice how deep he drops. 10, 12, sometimes 15 yards. Sets up very deeply. Arnie Jones and Randy Gradishar in there to dump him for the loss back to the Ohio State 30.
Okay, the thing we were talking about before is the diversity of the Trojan team. We have not seen, we saw one draw. We have not seen the screen. We have not seen Lynn Swan on the reverse. They use that rather frequently just to keep the team offside. The screen or Lynn, not a bad call.
Neil Colsey over covering Lynn Swan. This is a 3rd and 14. And that is a diving attempt by Lynn Swan. 3 or 4 of the passes to him have not been on target. They've been around him. And here's Chris Lamahelu coming in again. Kicked the longest field goal of his career just a couple of minutes ago, a 47-yarder.
He's 5'5", is he? 135 pounds. Kind of small.
135 pounds. Another 47-yard attempt. It is up. This kick is short. Touchback. Ohio State holds, and the Buckeyes will take over on their 20-yard line. So while the Buckeyes line up and get ready to try to move the ball, the score, USC 3, Ohio State. Archie Griffin. And he crosses his 25 to his 27. What a year he's had. First sophomore in the 50-year history of the Big Ten Conference to win the Most Valuable Player award. He was the total offensive leader in the conference. He gained 1,428 yards this year. Every game he played, he went over at least 100 yards, and sometimes he only played half the game. Second down 3. Ohio State on his 27. They're trailing 3-0. They bring Baschnagel in motion, the wingback. They give it to Griffin again. He's to the 33-yard line. Art Riley, the right tackle, Jim Sims, the outside linebacker, made the hit.
All right, they're reading the defense very well. Archie Griffin starts to his right, heads back. They're reading Marty Doris, the middle guard, playing on the nose. Whichever way he goes, that man is going to go opposite.
Ohio State has their first down of the game. They're on their 33-yard line. When you get a close-up of Archie Griffin, look at his neck and shoulders and upper body. He breaks more tacklers than any runner Ohio State's ever had. Very powerful. Up above. The pass. Fred Puggage, the tight end, number 80. Jim Sims and Charlie Phillips tackled him. Ohio State goes to the air.
One of the beautiful plays in football is play action. They fake it to Pete Johnson. He wasn't afraid by that interception, came right back with it. Held the linebackers with a play action, hits his tight end, Puggage.
Fred Puggage, by the way, his entire family here, 13 in a van, in a traveling van from Pennsylvania. They came here. Up the middle goes Pete Johnson. What a player this man's going to be. Look at him. He is just a freshman. He dragged 3 Michigan players across the goal line, 5 yards out. He's from Long Beach, New York, weighs 236. They want him to lose about 10 pounds next year, be a little quicker. But he could be one of their all-time great fullbacks, and they've had a line of them, as Woody Hayes will tell you. It's now on the 37 of USC, second down, a yard to go. Ohio State on the move. The pitch to Griffin. And Griffin is stopped at the 37. Sims, 41, 85, Mitchell, the outside linebacker, and the freshman, Gary Jeter, from Cleveland, Ohio, the #1 prospect from the state of Ohio, left Ohio and came to USC.
Kurt, the man they're trying to beat is Monty Doris. Monty Doris plays head up on the center. The 2 linebackers, Rich Wood, 83, generally plays to his left. 55, Chuck Anthony, generally plays to his right. If you read, the runner is going to hit opposite. Let's see if they can finish.
USC ahead 3-0. Ohio State has a 3rd and 1 on the USC 37. Archie Griffin has the first down as he squirms across the USC 35 to the USC 34. The middle guard, Monty Doris, tackled him, number 72.
All right, they're jamming in there. Steve Myers into center. Just trying to get that first down. That's all you need to do. And that's the strength you were talking about, Kurt, of Archie Griffin.
He was a wrestler in high school. So was Anthony Davis. First down, Ohio State. They have driven from their own 20-yard line. Archie Griffin again. Found daylight, and then it was suddenly closed up by Monty Doris, who tackled him from behind, and Mitchell slid over from the left linebacking spot. Griffin has 3 older brothers who graduated from college. He has 3 younger brothers on their way to Ohio State. Gain of 2 yards. Second down, 8. A typical Ohio State time-consuming, play-eating drive. Second down, 8. Cornelius Green puts him down. Brings Baschnagel in motion. Gives the ball to the fullback. Coming through is Pete Johnson. And he's to the 26-yard line of USC. Nailed there by Richard Wood, 83, and Charles Anthony, 55.
A thing they could not do last year in this very game. They could not handle the 2 tackles. They could not handle the linebacker. Monty Doris is a good one. They know they've got to stop the middle. That's their Achilles heel right now.
Joe Schiff has come in. Now Green giving off to Pete Johnson again. They run that big fullback up the middle. And it's a first down, Ohio State. James Sims tackled him. Woody Hayes, Al, has always loved that fullback up the middle. And he's using this freshman right now.
And hasn't he always loved to have big, great tackles? And in Schumacher and Hicks, he's got 2 outstanding offensive tackles.
Ohio State on the Southern Cal 23, a first down. In motion, Baschnagel. Pete Johnson, 4 carries in a row. He's right at the 20-yard line where the 2 middle linebackers, Wood and Anthony, nailed him.
Ball on the 20-yard line. Gain 3 yards,
Second down, 7 to go for Ohio State. And a timeout has been called by the University of Southern California. Coming up for the Buckeyes. That time, the fullback doesn't get much. Pete Johnson, Monty Doris, the middle guard, waiting for him that time. Playing right off the nose of the center.
He's playing on that nose that you just said, Kurt. It's a one-on-one block. He also gets some good help from Jim Sims from the outside. Nice play. Straighten your man up, drive for him. Linebacker comes to help out.
Al, I'm surprised they're running the fullback that much. They haven't all year.
Well, Kurt, I think it's really the defense. They figure if there's 2 linebackers are going to stand up in the hole, the guards can blow them out. If the center can handle Monty Doris, it could be a very big play.
And now Ohio State has called a timeout. This is Cornelius Green coming to the sideline, a sophomore from Washington, D.C. Ohio State has never had a sophomore as quick as this man. He was the second leading runner on the team. Very quick feet and has beautiful balance, hard to knock down. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take off in the option play here very shortly. And back in a fullback now is Bruce Elia, which may mean a change in the Ohio State offensive strategy.
Right. Now, Bruce Elia, as we mentioned earlier, was a linebacker. Young man out of Cliffside Park, New Jersey, Cliffside High. He is a great blocker. We saw him block in some of the films that the Ohio State coaches showed us, and number 36 can pop him.
Coming up next, the 1974 Orange Bowl game for Miami, LSU, Penn State. NBC Sports, #1 in live coverage of major sports events all year round. It's a 3rd and 6. Dave Hazel is a wide receiver to the left. Ohio State on the USC 19. Green is going to try and throw it, and he was rushed hard. In there on him, Monty Doris, number 72, and Jim Sims, 41, to put a tremendous pass rush on Cornelius Green. 4th and 6, Ohio State on the USC 19. And now the little place kicker's on, 155-pound Blair Conway from Middleburg Heights, Ohio, who kicked 5 out of 10. He is going to try a 36-yard field goal. Nagel is holding. I think USC's offside. The kick is up. The kick is no good to the left, but it appeared offside. USC was offside on the play. I thought I saw that blur of white on the right side. Now, this may change some strategy. This will put the ball on the 14-yard line, and they'll have a 4th and 1. Going back, Archie Griffin, Pete Johnson into the Ohio State backfield. That right side was offside. Offside, USC. Now it's on the 14-yard line, and Ohio State will have a 4th down and 1 yard to go.
You know, Woody doesn't gamble much. He doesn't run wide very much. You can be sure USC will be looking for the big man up the middle.
There's the old-fashioned straight T formation, the full house D. Archie Griffin blasting and has the 1st down. Well, maybe not. They're going to measure. Of course, you get an angle up here, high, looking one way. They want to be sure on this one. So they bring the chain gang on for the measurement. Ohio State's had a 13-play drive. 1st down. And the Ohio State fans like it. Thousands here at the Buckeye State. The USC fans are quiet.
All right.
For the Ohio State fans.
They continue to jam the middle, Kurt, defensively and wisely, trying to force Ohio State to the outside. Dale Mitchell may have a big assignment. He's playing wide, one of the linebackers.
Ohio State on the USC 13. That's Griffin bursting to the 7. James Sims and Charles Anthony. Boy, he accelerates very quickly. First time he carried the ball, 18 years old, he fumbled it. Then he went on to rack up 239 yards in his first varsity game against North Carolina, which broke a 21-year Ohio State single-game rushing record. A timeout, again, by Ohio State. They have used 2 timeouts in this period.
You know, it's kind of interesting now. The way, now, first of all, we've got to keep in mind that when you're playing the kind of possession football that Ohio State plays, you must, it's absolutely essential that you score. Now, 3 points here would be a defeat for Ohio State. They want the touchdown, of course.
Let's listen to the Buckeye battle cry here. State has used 6.5 minutes in this drive. They have come from their 20-yard line to the USC 8-yard line. They have a second down and 5 to go. The ball goes to Pete Johnson, the freshman fullback. 236 pounds of him, blasted down by Richard Wood, the middle linebacker of USC, and Dale Mitchell, the left linebacker. This fellow's something up the middle for a freshman.
Boy, he is, and that offensive line is showing me something. This is a very good, a great Ohio State team.
Well, you heard Woody on our pregame show. Is this the best one ever? He'll tell you after the Rose Bowl game. There's 54, 68 teams, won them all, including the Rose Bowl. They're that short a foot, and he wants to wait and see how they do against a very fine USC team today. Third down and a foot to go for Ohio State on the USC 3-yard line, 3.5-yard line. A minute and a half to play in the first period. USC ahead, 3-0. Over the ball, Steve Myers. His father is the chief of police of Kent, Ohio. And that's Johnson again, blasting just short of the goal line. Richard Wood hit him there, but he appears to have the first and goal to go. Ohio State's on the 2-yard line of USC. First and goal to go. The old full house tee. Again, Johnson. They stop him. The surprise has been the way they've used their fullback. But they've always used the fullback down around the goal line. Champ Henson scored 20 touchdowns last year. Bruce Elia scored 13 this season. Now it's resting on the 1-yard line. Second down, a yard to go for an Ohio State touchdown.
And that front is outstanding. Schmer, Kriegel, Myers, Mack, and Hicks. They're good.
This will be the 18th play on this drive. There he is. The freshman scores. Pete Johnson. What a throw. It must be for him. He attended Peach County High School in Georgia before moving to New York in his senior year of high school. He runs 110-1, 236 pounds, Al.
Here it is. Right after.
Let's watch Archie Griffin lead him in here on our second rerun. The tailback, 45, blasting ahead. And he takes out Parker, and Johnson's over. Ohio State takes the lead. Conway for the extra point. Fashnagle sets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Ohio State on a punishing, grinding, 80-yard march. Kicking off will be Blair Conway, Anthony Davis, and Alan Carter, 2 deep men at the 5-yard line. Carter away from you. Davis closest to you. Here's the kick. Davis handles this on the 1-yard line. After the 15 to the 20. And he's down on his 23-yard line by Ted Smith, the linebacker. Reserve linebacker, playing on the specialty teams. USC put the ball in play on their 23 with a first down. They're trailing 7-3.
And the Trojans, though, Kurt, they cannot give the football to Ohio State because they can move the ball. So Pat Hayden right now has it cut out for him. He must establish some kind of an offense or they're going to have problems.
All right, Davis and Moore behind Pat Hayden. The pitch toss to Anthony Davis. Ohio State defending him very well thus far. Steve Luke, who was a center last year. How about this, converting from a center to a defensive cornerback, a very unusual conversion. Number 46, Steve Luke, from Massillon, Ohio. Famous high school football city, Massillon, Ohio, where Paul Brown got his start.
Kurt, I've got to go back to that defense. We don't want to be technical. It's a rather simple thing, but they're using virtually the same defense as USC. It looks like a 5, but it becomes a 3-4.
3-man line, 4 linebackers, 3-4-4. Hayden slipped as he set up, and the ball is off the hands of J.K. McKay. Pat Hayden slipped, and I think that destroyed his timing. He threw a high ball that time. He's usually very accurate. Just a natural passer. 5'11", not tall, not as tall as you'd like him to be with a big arm rushing lineman. Now watch how deeply he sets up. That takes a strong arm to set up that deep. The deepest man we saw set up in the pros, Joe Namath. He sets up 8-10 yards like this youngster. There's a pass. He hits his tight end O'Brien. He had something on that one. Boy, he just zinged it to his tight end O'Brien. Tim Fox hit him and knocked him down. First down, USC.
Made it a first down. Ball was on the 38-yard line.
And there's the timeout. That's the end of the first period with a score. Ohio State 7, USC 3. USC with the ball on their 38. They're trailing 7-3. They've just picked up a first down. Anthony Davis stopped at his 39-yard line by Randy Gradishar. And so far, Davis has been unable to move. Second down, 9. Ohio State's run 22 plays in this game. USC's run 16.
40-yard line by Richard Middleton, number 32.
Well, this defense is so different that it's going to take all kinds of second effort. Anthony Davis, very much like Griffin, fighting for every inch of the way.
Davis has made 6 yards in 5 carries. Second down, 9. Hayden on the deep drop. Out of the pocket he comes to the 40, 45, 50, 45 of Ohio State. And he's dumped there by Neil Colsey like a sack of potatoes. But he picks up a first down. Watch him at the end of this run, Al.
All right, this wasn't a patented quarterback draw. Remember, Vic Cagle, the middle linebacker, is dropping. We said it's a different defense. He comes up the middle, the scramble. Number 10. Watch this. Oh.
That's Neil Colsey who cut him down. First down USC now on the Ohio State 43. And the leading rusher in the game, Pat Hayden, for USC, the quarterback, after that scramble. Hayden, great protection. Going deep to Swan. Can't get it. No interference. Steve Luke covering Swan. All the way, matching him stride for stride. Second down 10. He is not supposed to defend as well against the pass as Colsey, but he looked mighty good on that one, Al.
Oh, he sure did. And again, just to get back to a point, which could be the pivotal point, USC does not use Manfred Moore that much up the middle. They have not as much as probably they should. You saw the big Pete Johnson, how he runs. Well, in this defense, if you don't have a fullback that's coming straight at it, your offensive running attack will not go.
In motion, Davis. Now the handoff to Shelton Diggs, who just came in as a wide man, running a flanker reverse to replace Lynn Swan to give Swan a breather. Ohio State had that one diagnosed. It's to the 40-yard line of Ohio State, a gain of 3. 3rd and 7, and Jim Cope, who plays the short side or the boundary side of the field at end, made the tackle. He's from McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Now USC's in a 3rd and 7. They're trailing 7-3. Early in the second period. 13 minutes to play and a half. There he is running out of the pocket to the 40 to the 35. 30 has a first down. Hayden keeps the 29-yard line, brought down by Vic Cagle, the middle linebacker. They're turning the pass rush to the outside. When Hayden steps up in the pocket, he has that open field ahead of him.
That's it. Now 62 is the man right here, Vic Cagle. He's dropping. Notice how that center opens up. Okay, the way the man capitalized, either you run or your fullback runs. They block to the inside on Pete Cusick. The quarterback runs. Here comes Cagle, 6'1". Nice fake on Gradishar. Huh.
All right, first down. USC on the Ohio State 29. Davis hit, and a great defensive play by Tim Fox, number 12, the monster man, who shot through to nail him. And now Anthony Davis may have minus yardage in this game. The leading ground gainer for USC is the quarterback, Pat Hayden, 28 yards and 2 carries. It's on the 35-yard line of Ohio State. Second down, 16 for USC. Davis off the field. And Rod McNeil comes in at tailback, number 27.
Kurt, you almost got to run straight at this one.
Diggs is a flanker wide left. Hayden looks his field over. Flares it out to McNeil. He's at the 30, and he stopped at the 25-yard line by Jim Cope, who dropped off his left end position to cover Rod McNeil. 213-pound, who when he was a freshman and sophomore, outstanding until an injury. Become much more an aggressive runner. It's on the 27, they call it. 3rd and 8 for USC. USC has had 5 third down plays today and made 3 of them. Ohio State has had 3 out of 5. 3rd and 8. He is out of the pocket again. Not much this time. 25-yard line of Ohio State. Van Decree, the All-American in Warren, Ohio. Nailed him at the 25.
All right, the thing that's surprising me right now isn't the defense, because I think it's a beautifully conceived Buckeye defense, is the fact that if you're going to get to the outside on the pass or on a draw, particularly on the pass, the screen has not been used. Not sure it's not going to be used with a field goal coming up, but we'll see it later.
42-yard field goal attempt by Limahalu. He broke the USC school record in this game. His kick is up, and his kick is good. 47 yards, 42 yards for Chris Limahalu. The old USC school record, 45 yards. The Rose Bowl record is 48. Limahalu just missed that one. So the timeout now represents the College Money Crunch. Thursday at 10 Eastern Time, right here on NBC. Anthony Davis will kick off for USC. Back deep for Ohio State in the middle is Archie Griffin. On the far side is Bradshaw, and on the near side is Tim Holycross. We have 11 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the first half. It's 7-6, Ohio State.
Also in the eye of that wedge, if it is developed, will be the All-American John Hicks, number 74.
That's right, there he is. He's on the 20-yard line. Why would you want him there? What do you think?
Block
about 3 people down at one time. Best lineman in America this year, John Hicks. This kick is coming to Davis in the 15. Or to Griffin on the 15. Griffin's over the 35 and to the 36. Archie Griffin brought down by Ray Rodriguez. Ohio State will put the ball in play now on their 36-yard line.
He likes to block. That's what you pay offensive tackles for. Good afternoon. Never lost a stride.
Green to Griffin. Griffin's to his 44, where he ran into Richard Wood, number 83, and Dale Mitchell. It'll be a second down now, 2 yards to go for Ohio State. Seven to 6, Ohio State leading. 10.5 minutes to play in the first half. They're in their slot formation. That's the tight end Puggy. Bradshaw coming in motion. Green is a very clever faker. He'll you the fullback up the middle. But in there trying to tackle Cornelius Green was number 85, Dale Mitchell, the left linebacker for USC. He thought Green had the ball. First down, Ohio State. Ohio State on their 47.
All right, it continues to be a tough defensive game for the middle of both of the defensive units. Identical as we've said several times. You're going to attack it straight up the middle. The fullback is vital. If he gets off the ball, if he can attack that center hole, he'll go a long way.
Green looks that defense over. Fakes the pass. As they try and run. Look at this running ability at the 50. Down on the 49 of USC by Danny Reese, the left linebacker.
It's awfully tough to get off the line of scrimmage when you're a tight end. Number 80, Puggage, is a tight end, and he got off beautifully. Almost beautifully. Looking the wrong way, our team is parked.
An accidental block, but he should block like that all the time, Al.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a pass play, no doubt about it, and Green turned it into a broken play. Second down, 6, Ohio State on the USC 48. Flags go down. Archie Griffin over the 45 to the 43. Kevin Bruce in the tackle. But Bradshaw was in motion.
I'm not sure, Kurt, whether John McKay started that deep set that Ohio State is now using when O.J. Simpson was here, but keeping him as far off the line of scrimmage as he does, when that deep back gets the football, he can read that hole very well. The blocker hits up several strides ahead of him. He looks at the defense. Wherever the hole is, he goes.
Motion penalty against Bradshaw of Ohio State, who's now in at wingback. He goes out, and Bashnagel comes in. Don't believe Woody liked that mistake. Second down, 10. Total yards in this game, USC has 105, Ohio State 98. And the score's about that close, 7-6 Ohio State. 8:50 to go in the half. Draw play up the middle of Griffin. He's back in the USC territory to the USC 48, where he's stopped by Monty Doris, the middle guard, and Kevin Bruce, who's now in there at linebacker, number 50. We'll have a third down coming. Sims is coming back in, and Anthony as linebackers for USC. Third down, 5 to go. Ohio State on the USC 48-yard line. Green to Griffin. He's hit by Riley, number 70. Art Riley stopped him. Well, they stopped Ohio State.
After Griffin.
It's on the 46-yard line of USC, 4th and 3. And now coming in is an interesting story. Mike Keaton, number 5, is going to try the first punt of his varsity career. Mike Keaton. Let's see how he does. Gladany, the regular punter's out. Ohio State does one thing beautifully. They punted 39 times this year. The opponents returned only 34 yards. 39 punts. This is a good punt. It's sitting on the 5. Look out here. Nope, they can't get to it. It's in for the touchback. And it'll be USC's ball, first down on their 20-yard line. Randy Gratishar down there trying to cover that punt. Slap it back into the field of play. Trojans ball, first down. If you joined us late here, the 60th Rose Bowl game, Lee Mahalu kicked a 47-yard field goal. 12:27 to go in the first period. An all-time record for a USC field goal ban. Ohio State scored on an 80-yard march. Freshman Pete Johnson going over. Then another USC field goal of 42 yards, and that's the scoring. We have a timeout now. The crowd has been strangely quiet here in the second period. First down, USC on their 20. Davis in motion. Hayden flips it off to Moore. Manfred Moore, first down to his 31-yard line. And he's tackled by Rich Parsons, the Ohio State safety man, and Tim Fox, their rover.
Well, we may find out that Manfred Moore can run the football. That's the opening that they're giving him, number 44. It was a block from the outside, a trap to blocking on the linebacker. Manfred Moore hit it very nicely.
8 first downs for USC, 7 for Ohio State. Rod McNeil's at tailback. McNeil going away from the flow of the play. Here's the pass to him, 35, 40, and he stopped at his 43-yard line by Tim Fox, number 12. Next time they line up, number 12, Tim Fox, an unusual number on defense. You know, in college, they could use any numbers they want on defense. But look at the left tackle of Ohio State. There he is, 42. How's that for a number for a defensive tackle? Arnie Jones, number 42, left tackle. agile tackle. First down, Southern Cal on their 43. Van Hayden now is 7 out of 15. 77 yards. Here's the ball off to Davis. 50, 45, 40. Out of bounds. And Anthony Davis gets the first running room of the day. Tim Fox drove him out.
This is a play very similar to before. Swan can block and block well. Stays in front of his man. That's Tim Fox that Kurt was talking about. Anthony Davis does his thing, breaks it to the outside. They're on the move now. Here's another angle, Kurt.
All right, Davis, who had an Achilles tendon injury, an automobile accident, is a great baseball player. In fact, may go on into baseball after college. He's a center fielder. The pitch is to Rod McNeil. McNeil is plowed out on the 33-yard line by Jim Cope and Rich Parsons. McNeil, the second string tailback, then they have a third one, Alan Carter, and all three will see action today. He has fresh tailbacks in there all the time, Al.
Oh, he sure does. That's the old 3 system. How about this stat?
Second down, 7 to go.
And the 7 and first downs, I have 9-7. Well, 10-7 may be right. 6:14 to go in the first half. Second down, 7. USC on the Ohio State 34-yard line. Hayden on his deep drop. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Now he starts to pick up the blocking. Throws on the run and hits his receiver, Lynn Swan, who can out-jump you. Swan going up there, pinched against the sideline in front of Steve Luke and Rick Middleton, and it's a first down for USC. They're now on the 23 of Ohio State. This Swan is very acrobatic up in the air. A marvelous athlete.
Kurt, that was one of the best stiff arms I've seen in a long time. Pat Hayden getting a big rush to the outside. Looked like he was going to get pulled down. Stiffed arm the man, faded back, and made a big pass.
That's 2 catches in the game for Swan. 6 last year against Ohio State. And there is Anthony Davis breaking it to the 10-yard line. Van de Cree tackled him. So that's Rod McNeil. Let me check that.
Well, they found the opening. They're attacking the weak spot. They're attacking, as some people call, the bubble. Let's watch it from the end zone. Trap back inside. The All-American missed the tackle. Gradishar. Rod McNeil. Boy, they're going to be looking at him. 6'3", 213 senior.
Rod McNeil. First and goal to go on the 10-yard line. Here's a pass. Touchdown. Anthony Davis to J.K. McKay. Anthony Davis threw the touchdown pass on a halfback option play. He's a left-hander, and he was wide open. J.K. McKay.
Here it is again. Always a tough pass. Nice to be a left-hander. This man's idol, Fred Biletnikoff. They wear the same number. J.K. McKay, 25.
Now USC has just gone 80 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays. Very versatile offense, passing and running. So USC has grabbed the lead back again now. 12-7. John McKay, 14 years as head coach. He's also the athletic director here now at USC. I think we have a timeout charge to Southern Cal. That's their third. And there's Traveler the second, the famed Trojan horse. And while we have timeout, we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Well, now, thanks to Eternal Lash, you can have long, beautiful lashes that stay on as long as your own natural lashes. You see, Eternal Lashes...
Hockey League action Friday night and Sunday afternoon. There'll be 15 regular season games, beginning with Boston at New York on Friday, Minnesota versus the Red Wings on Sunday, plus the Stanley Cup playoff. NHL on NBC starting this weekend. NBC Sports, #1 in live coverage of major sports events all year round.
Most points scored on Ohio State all year. You know they've shut out 4 teams. 6 teams did not get a touchdown, including those 4 shutouts. 13, the most points. It's about to be duplicated.
Now they're going for two. Hayden under the gun, throws on the run. Caught by J.K. McKay. What a grab by McKay on a desperation pass by Pat Hayden. McKay was not his primary receiver. He just found him in the back of the end zone. McKay has a pair of sure hands. So 2 points in the score with a timeout. USC 14, Ohio State 7. Ray Rodriguez tackled him. Ohio State's ball now, first down. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first half. Ohio State's ball. I'm going to spot that on the 30. Officially, you're supposed to go to the yard ahead, but it's resting almost on the 30. Green's the quarterback for Ohio State. The fullback is the freshman, Pete Johnson. In motion is Baschnagel. And Johnson is swarmed under that time. Charles Anthony hit him first. 87 is Ed Powell down there, left linebacker. And Richard Wood, 83. That's the first time they stopped Johnson's forward thrust today.
And they're filling the hole. They're taking those two linebackers, popping the hole. Now, the quarterback is not frightened to throw the football. He's been throwing it to Puggage, number 80. Let's see if he tries it again.
Total yards so far, USC has outgained Ohio State, 165 to 104. They run Archie Griffin. He gets 2, and that's all. Bonnie Doris, the nose guard, had a big nose that time. He was there waiting.
He's really the secret, Kurt. He's the man they've got. They're trying to beat with that one-man block. Here's Monty. Myers blocking on him. He's reading it beautifully. Chuck Anthony's getting blocked from the one side. Plays that middle awfully well.
3rd and 10 for Ohio State on their 30-yard line. USC's gone ahead 14 to 7. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Green is going to throw the ball. His pass is complete. I believe he had the first down at his 42 as he hits the tight end Fred Puggage from Ritchieville, Pennsylvania. There's a family of 13 that have seen him play every game. They go around in a traveling band. First down, Ohio State on their 42-yard line. Now Cornelius Green now is 2 out of 4 in passing. Ohio State on the move, roll out. Green's pass. What a catch that is. That's complete at the 44 by Dave Hazel, 82, to split in. That may be the best catch of the game.
Why, it might be. They've only scored 5 touchdowns by the pass this whole year. That's incredible. Nice catch. In fact, Kurt, the defense, 2 interceptions, 3 punt returns, 1 was a kickoff, has outscored them.
USC trying to hold him now. Archie Griffin, he's the workhorse, just a sophomore. He's to the 41-yard line. He runs into Charles Anthony. Ohio State threw only 1 pass against Michigan in the 10-10 tie. Today, they have attempted 5 in the first half, completed 3, and it's been a valuable tool for them. Second down now. 7 to go. Green trying to set up. Takes off at the 40. 35, and he's down by Danny Reese, number 46, and Ed Powell, 87. Green is quick and can get outside on you. But Ohio State has another first down. They're on the Southern Cal 34-yard line. That drive, that USC drive, they put 10 plays up. It was only 7 plays in 80 yards for USC. Made a mistake up in the press box. Here's Green taking off. Good fake. Look at him run. Quick feet. Can change direction. Is to the 29 of USC. Again, Danny Reese brought him down. A sophomore from Wilmington, California. 5-yard gain for Cornelius Green. Second down, 5 to go. Ohio State racing the clock now. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the half. USC's ahead 14 to 7. Ohio State was a 1 or 2 point pick in this game. Green to Archie Griffin, and he pounds to the 25, maybe the 24. Let's see when they unscramble. James Sims, number 41, and number 50, Kevin Bruce, the linebacker.
Now, Kevin Bruce went into the football game for number 83, Rich Wood. He's going out. Rich Wood coming back in, the All-American.
They have third down and a half yard to go. The time, 1:35. There's a first down and more. Archie Griffin is to the 7-yard line. He's explosive, isn't he? 1:11 to go. First and goal on the 2-yard line. Green to Pete Johnson, the fullback. And he's stopped there by Charles Anthony. The ball's on the 1-yard line. The clock is moving. Second down, a yard to go. Or third and a yard now. Third and a yard. Wait a minute, they blew the whistle. .51 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Southern California.
Southern California wanted timeout. They stopped the clock, and why, I don't know, unless they figured they weren't set. And that's there. This day right now, today is our 25th anniversary of station KPRC, our NBC affiliate in Houston, Texas. A happy 25th anniversary. Cornelius Green talking to Woody Hayes. Ohio State has been excellent today in converting third down plays, 5 out of 8.
He also puts in that Big John Smurder also as a tight end, just to get as much blocking into that offense as possible.
All right, the clock will start moving with a snap, third and a yard to go for an Ohio State touchdown. USC's ahead 14-7. And Pete Johnson's over, the fullback, the freshman fullback. Nagel was in front of him, leading the way. Number 48, a freshman, has scored 2 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl.
Here it is again. You know where we're coming. We've said it before. Number 33. And he's got a lot of years ahead of him. What a backfield that's going to be, huh? Or is.
Well, Ohio State drove from their 30-yard line. They've had 2 drives now of 80 and 70 yards. Blair Conway for the point. It is up, it is deflected, and it is blocked by Charles Phillips. Charlie Phillips deflected it off to the left. And Ohio State went up there and over after the deflection. It still made it. So it's a tie game, 14-14. 12 plays, 70 yards for Ohio State. I want to remind you that Saturday, January 12th, we'll have the 25th anniversary of the North-South Senior Bowl, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. NBC Sports, #1 in live coverage of major sports events all year round. Well, Ohio State will take that point for the assistance of linebacker Charlie Phillips of USC. Blair Conway kicks a low line drive. Grabbed by Alan Carter on the 5. Out to the 20, 25. He's to the 30-yard line. First down, USC on their 30. The tackle by Bruce Rule, number 43.
All right, now you've got that situation. Not much time to go. You got a Lynn Swan in the game. You've got a J.K. McKay. You've got that opportunity to go deep, short patterns. He can do it all. Hayden, we've seen him under pressure. Tremendous amount of poise.
Game is figured, Al. Ohio State power, ball control power, USC wide open stuff, lots of passing. A tie game, 14-14. There's a screen to Lynn Swan, trying to get away, and he's taken for a yard loss. They have that one diagnosed. Gradishar's over there at Decree, 88, the end. Rick Middleton, number 32. Arnie Jones, the tackle, 42. All around Lynn Swan. That's a loss of a yard, a second down 11 for USC.
And on that set, they took both J.K. McKay and Lynn Swann, put them to one side. Now, you know Ohio State is going to be playing Lynn Swann deep. So you might look for that other man, the man with a little bit less speed, to take it underneath the zone, 25 McKay.
Second down, 11 for the Trojans. Rod McNeil brought down on his 33-yard line by Arnie Jones, the left tackle of Ohio State. Clock is moving now. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Quick lineup by USC. They have a third down and 7. Again, they run the ball. Rod McNeil is to his 40-yard line. He may have the first down. Rick Middleton and Vic Cagle tackle him there. And it is a first down, so they stop the clock. 9 seconds remaining in the half. All right, to wind the clock up. Hayden keeping the ball and running it out of bounds. Pushed out by Van de Cree, and he really pushed him out. And the USC is unhappy with that one. Trojans come off the bench. They were standing right there. There's a flag down. Hayden was trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and he was given a forceful push out by Van de Cree, number 88, and the Trojan fans are booing. And the Trojan bench then became irate.
McCree's been playing very well. He's 6'1", he's only 215 pounds. He played an earlier screen well. May not have played this quite too well.
Hayden was just trying to waltz out of bounds leisurely, and he winds up under the bench. 2 seconds to go. And they're still booing DeCree and Ohio State. Of course, remember, this across the way is a hometown USC fan. Now the penalty of 15 yards goes against Ohio State. Puts the ball on the USC 49. Personal foul against Ohio State's DeCree.
You know, it's kind of hard to really explain the intensity or try to understand the intensity of a player like DeCree. Coming in here so hepped up for this football game, made it. I'm sure now he regrets it.
Whistle blows. The officials call for the time. Ken Randall now is in as a flanker wide. This will be the last play of the half. Mr. Rod McNeil, and he's stopped, and the clock shows time is out for the first half. Rick Middleton, 32, made the final tackle of the first half. Well, look at that score. It's expected to be a dead even game, and that's just what it is. USC 14, Ohio State 14 at the end of the first half.
The time of your life is playing America's favorite game show, Beat the Clock. Our contestants have 58 seconds to play the minute waltz. Ready? Start the clock. Stop the clock. Terrific. having the time of your life includes the largest brass band in the world and the music of Jimmy Webb. It all comes together in the band's dynamic version of MacArthur Park. The most spectacular formation in college band history belongs to the Ohio State University Marching Band. This time-honored tradition is performed for the 7th time in the Rose Bowl, the incomparable Script Ohio.
famous script march. There's a halftime score. Ohio State 14, USC 14, as we get ready for the second half kickoff in the 1974 Rose Bowl game. Yard difference in total offense. Pat Hayden's hit 11 out of 19, 3 out of 5 for Cornelius Green. The leading rusher has been Anthony Davis, 29 yards for USC, and the top rusher in the game for Ohio State, Archie Griffin, was 64.
Actually, it was 11 of 18, but that other one pass was that play-action pass, you'll recall. Anthony Davis threw one pass to J.K. McKay for a touchdown.
And an error-free game almost, Al.
Right.
Only one turnover. That was against Ohio State, who threw a pass interception. Neither team has fumbled, and only 2 penalties on each team. Ohio State 14, USC 14, as we get ready for the second half kickoff in the 1974 Rose Bowl game. Yard difference in total offense. Pat Hayden's hit 11 out of 19, 3 out of 5 for Cornelius Green. The leading rusher has been Anthony Davis, 29 yards for USC, and the top rusher in the game for Ohio State, Archie Griffin, was 64.
Actually, it was 11 of 18, but that other one pass was that play-action pass, you'll recall. Anthony Davis threw one pass to J.K. McKay for a touchdown.
And an error-free game almost, Al.
Right.
Only one turnover. That was against Ohio State, who threw a pass interception. Neither team has fumbled, and only 2 penalties on each team. So they're both executing in high fashion in this first half. Ohio State's going to receive. And Lima Halu is going to kick off instead of Anthony Davis. Back deep will be Bashnagel at the top of your screen. Archie Griffin's in the middle. And at the bottom, Morris Bradshaw. Lima Halu's kick is a squibbler. Fumble around at the 20-yard line. Picked up by Bashnagel. And he's dropped right at the 22. Manfred Moore.
Manfred Moore, we've been waiting for him. He's right at the kicker. He's also the fullback, and they say he's great on special teams. No one blocks him at all on this. He goes directly to his man. Oh.
He's made about 50% of the USC tackles on kickoffs this year. Cornelius Green brings him up. Archie Griffin. Elia is the fullback. And over the 25, out to the 26-yard line, Archie Griffin. Stopped by James Sims. Well, if Griffin keeps rolling the way he did in the first half, he'll have his 11th 100-yard game in succession, Al.
You're right, and you know, they keep hitting that slot. They're running against what looks like a 5-3. They're trying to isolate that one defensive tackle, block on him, and cross on 72.
They spread Hazel right in front of you, out to the right. Now they give the ball off to Elia. Bruce Elia, the fullback. Running that fullback up the middle, Artemus Parker, the safety man, stopped him. On the 32-yard line, they look to that far sideline, and it's going to be 3rd down and a short yard to go for Ohio State.
And I'll tell you who's impressed me the first half. Number 52, the center, Steve Myers. He's blocking one-on-one on Monty Doris, and that's a big job.
All right, they have the double tight end set up. And coming through with the ball is that freshman fullback, Pete Johnson again. Pete Johnson broke that one on a quick hitter. He was just going for the first down, and he had to be pulled down from behind by Marvin Cobb. And can he run for 236 pounds?
All right, now the linebacker has to do a big job, and he's going to get pushed out of this play. That's Bashnagel. The man cuts beautifully. Now let's take another look. Bashnagel leads it, blocks on Rich Wood. You know, once you break that tight defensive coverage, this man could have gone all the way. Boy,
and we just had a broken play here for Ohio State. Illegal procedure. The right tackle Hicks jumped, and that's a 5-yard penalty. which puts the ball back on the 36-yard line of Southern Cal. Gives Ohio State a 1st and 15. Well, they move it back to the 37. It's a 5.5-yard penalty. 14-14, a tie game. We just opened the third period. Bruce Elias back in at fullback, 36. And there is the inside reverse. Brian Baschnagel, who takes the ball from the flanker spot and cuts inside, number 48. Gary Jeter, the freshman tackle from Cleveland, Ohio, whose stepfather and John Hicks's mother both worked in the same hospital. John Hicks, the right tackle, is Jeter's idol, and he's playing opposite him today. Second down now, 10 to go, fake. Green keeps the ball. His pass is to Pugic, the tight end. A diving grab by Pugic on the 14-yard line. Brett Pugic takes that one. A fake to Baschnagel. Watch Baschnagel come across.
And when a man can run, you've got to respect it. Baschnagel's move to the inside, pulls the linebacker. Green fires. Beats the All-American, really, Artemis Parker. And Pugic has been important.
Well, that's 4 out of 6 passes for Cornelius Green. Fumble! The dive. First fumble of the game. Archie Griffin had the ball jarred loose. Down there, number 72, Monty Doris with it. The nose guard. And Ohio State has its second turnover. And the first time either team has lost the ball via the fumble.
What a fight's been going on inside. We've been talking about it. There's the pop right there. Big fight. Monty Doris recovers it. Marvin Battle created it.
All right, the Trojans first down on their 16. They're tied 14-all. 12:46 to go in the third quarter. Running the slot. And Anthony Davis is down on his 19-yard line. He's hit there by 71, Pete Cusick, the right tackle, and by Rick Middleton, the close side linebacker.
And really the difference in these two running attacks right now is the fullback. We know Hayden can outpass the young man, although Cornelius Green is throwing well, but it's the fullback. We haven't really seen Manfred Moore except for 2 carries.
Rod McNeil's the tailback. He's 25 pounds heavier than Davis. But Hayden steps up. Out of that pocket he comes. Not much. He's down on his 18-yard line by Pete Cusick. Now they're preventing him from stepping into the pocket and coming out of it. They contain him from getting outside. And now they've stopped him from that big yardage. There's a look at USC's third down plays so far. 4 out of 7, a high ratio. Davis is back in at tailback.
Neil Colsey Kurt is going to be playing Swan very tight.
J.K. McKay, Swan on the same side. Hayden fires down the middle, and what a catch by Swan. But he went down with his knees, I'm sure, on the 36. Both knees touched the ground there at the USC 36, but it's still good for a first down. Swan arguing. He's going to lose the argument. Randy Gradishar on him.
They put Swan inside very wisely. Neil Colsey played J.K. McKay. Swan hits to the inside. He fires. It's an unusual stride that Pat Hayden has, but it was a perfect strike. Lynn Swan.
Lynn Swan has caught his 4th pass of the game. He's the leader in the Pac-8 this year with 37. He's the all-time leader now in USC pass receiving history. Manfred Moore, the fullback. He came into this game tied with Rod Sherman, 91 catches in a career. But he's caught 4 today, so he is the all-time pass receiving king of USC football. Cagle and Middleton on that last tackle. Ball's on the 38-yard line of USC. A second down 7. The game is tied 14-all. 10:35 to go in the third period.
That's right. And yet, Kurt, we're waiting for the quick burst by the fullback. That's where the bubble is, straight up.
On motion is Davis. Manfred Moore. That's hard running by the senior from San Fernando, California. was used most of the time as a blocker. Randy Gratishar, the All-American linebacker, brought him down, helped by Vic Cagle. The ball now is on the 46-yard line of USC. A Trojan first down.
One of the things McKay said was that Sam Cunningham's leaving was a big loss. Well, they haven't used Manfred Moore. I'll tell you, he looks like he can run and run well.
18 first downs for USC. Swan in motion. Hayden. Oh, that was nearly grabbed off by Vic Cagle. Right in his arms, a bullet pass. And he had a wide open field down that far sideline. He's the middle linebacker.
Number 78 is Steve Riley. Number 71 is Pete Cusick. You keep your feet when you're blocking. The tackle tries to make a roll. Perfect position. That's school book type blocking.
Second down 10, USC. John McKay diagramming a play in his mind. They put Swan in motion again. Here's the draw play. Anthony Davis to the 45-40. Stopped at the 39 of Ohio State. And the tackle by Neil Colsey, number 20.
Well, they know where the bubble is. Here it is again. Perfect call. You set up to the outside. You have a fullback lead draw.
Anthony Davis now has 46 yards on the ground. And the Trojans have their 19th first down, the 13th for Ohio State. The game is tied 14-14, 9:20 to play in the third period. McNeil, the tailback. Hayden's hit 11 out of 20. He hands it off to Manfred Moore. Manfred Moore on the fullback draw is to the 33-yard line. That starts out as a rollout. Rollout right, and he slips it off to his fullback. That's two draw plays in a row for USC. One to the tailback, one to the fullback. And Davis checks back into the huddle, replacing McNeil. Second down, 4 to go. USC on Ohio State's 33. Both Swan and McKay are in a slot left. Hayden, a deep set. He unloads to Swan. Oh, he led him too much with that pass. Swan had a step on Cagle and Middleton. Now, there was a coach's dream to get a fleet receiver and two big linebackers covering. But that was a pass that just a little too far ahead of Lynn Swan.
We've been pointing out how the middle of the defense has been playing. Vic Cagle is number 62. He's playing somewhat off the line of scrimmage. Arnie Jones, 42, plays to the outside. Pete Cusick also to the outside. Vic Cagle either comes or he drops back. Look for it there.
McNeil's the tailback. Moore ahead of him. McNeil to the 30, to the 29, maybe the 28. Rich Parsons, the safety man, came up. Gratishar, the linebacker, 53 on that tackle. And again, USC has a first down, number 20 for USC.
Once again, other than the passing attack, Hayden just a different type passer than Green. They're mirroring each other, both defensively and the running attack. 14-14, it was, and it is rather, and you can see why.
Ken Kuhn replaces Gratishar, the open field linebacker. Swan in motion. The pitch to Davis. 30, 25, 20. Cutback. Out of bounds. Stepped out on the 9. The blocking by Moore that gave the tackle by Fox that saved a touchdown.
Watch the blocking now, especially by 44. That's what made it work. He hit Steve Luke. Breaks it to the outside, and the fancy stepping.
Oh, he's got those quick feet. Watch him tightrope walk this sideline. This takes quick feet. Look at him. On his toes. Dancing down that sideline, and Fox drove him out. First down, goal to go. Gratishar back in. McNeil's the tailback. He has the ball. And The ball flies around, and it is recovered by USC. That ball flew up in the air. He was hit so hard and bounced to the 1-yard line. Falling on the ball is Manfred Moore, number 44. He was hit so hard that watch the ball pop up here, Al.
Let's see this again now. It was almost the identical play to the one you saw a moment ago. Middleton is moving over. Manfred Moore is leading. There's the ball. It really pops up. That's Parsons that hit him.
That's so high it went out of our picture. And now, there's Manfred Moore passing on it. What a play. It went for 7 yards. Second down, 2 to go for a touchdown. Anthony Davis trying to dive for it. He stopped on the 1-yard line. 3rd and a yard to go for a USC touchdown that could put them out in front in a 14-14 tie. Just under 7 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
And you remember last year, Slam Bam Cunningham used to make that same kind of dive.
4 times he dived over last year. Most valuable player of the game. You know, back in 1919, the Player of the Game award went to George Hallis of the Great Lakes team. Slot left. And it's a touchdown for Anthony Davis. Davis is over. On his dive, he was over. Rick Middleton tried to stop him up in the air.
Let's get some different angles on this. Up in the air goes the little man and hit pretty well in there, but he got it in just enough. Here's another angle.
There's Middleton, 32. Now watch 46 hit him. Now Al on the ground.
On the ground. Now they're really going to come. Steve Luke pops him pretty good, but he got the ball over.
Jim Ryan, Ted Lindsay, Brian McFarland bring you all the action. Friday at 8:30 Eastern Time. And it's a short kick. Picked up there on the 30-yard line and brought back to the 33-yard line. And it was picked up there by number 77, who's a lineman, and he is Doug France, Dayton, Ohio. One of his rare chances to lug the ball. Now that last drive by USC was a beauty. There it is. That's the dope on it. 14 plays, 624, 86 yards, 84 yards, and Davis took it over. Now let's see if Ohio State comes back. They give the ball to Archie Griffin. And Griffin gets straight ahead to his 40. Oh, he can really find that opening inside. I saw a flag go down when he started at the line of scrimmage. They've had very few penalties. 2 penalties on each team in the first half. And that's going against Ohio State. That's holding 15 yards.
Interestingly enough, the second leading rusher on the team, Cornelius Green, has not done much of that at all. That is running. And he can run. He has not tried to exploit the outside because of the speed of the USC linebackers principally.
First down, 22 yards to go. Pete Johnson's back in at fullback. Green coming out of the pocket. 20. He's at the 30. 35, and he stopped and he's 37. Now, the Ohio State bench is unhappy. Ted Roberson, number 47, and Dale Mitchell teamed up to stop him. 48, come on, let's go. Let's get a drive going of our own. Now the officials are going to mark one off. And this is 15 yards against USC. A personal foul. Tagged after the 16-yard run by Cornelius Green.
Here's a replay of this. That's Pete Johnson leading in. He's in there at fullback. Good fake. He's got that good,
there it is.
Quick stride. That's
right
it.
there.
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah.
A late hit on the sideline. Personal foul.
You know, with Pete Johnson in there, he has really impressed. fullback, they're playing it a little tighter. Sometimes they get Archie Griffin deep, sometimes tight. They're awfully close. It looks like a handoff to Johnson.
Johnson gained 75 yards as a freshman. Archie Griffin is to the 43-yard line, tackled by Richard Wood. While he untangled, we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
USC TV4 in Columbus, Ohio.
I can't see. Archie Griffin, by the way, has now gained the most yards in any single season for a Big Ten player. Green again. Going on the run. Puggage! Red Puggage, the tight end. Who says Cornelius Green can't pass? He laid that one in there beautifully on the run, doing a perfect pass as he dropped it over his shoulder.
And what a day Puggage is having. Danny Reese will come over eventually. Gets plenty of time. That rollout helps. It moves the pocket. Fires on the move.
Perfect pass, Al.
It sure was. Beautiful.
First and goal to go. Ohio State on the USC 4. USC ahead 21-14. The old straight key. There goes Johnson. 3 touchdowns for a freshman. 3 touchdowns for an 18-year-old freshman, Pete Johnson. Long Beach, New York.
Here's a ground level shot. You want to see a hole? That is a hole. Now, Kurt, you could have carried that in.
I believe so.
I might have been able to.
Let's take a look at it again. What blocking. He's running behind John Hicks, and he just waltzes in. Baschnagel will spot it for Blair Conway. And that kick is blocked again by Charlie Phillips. He blocked one over the crossbar, but he blocks that one, and USC keeps the lead. USC 21, Ohio State 20. Davis is calling for it on the 5. He's out to the 20. And he's down at his 28-yard line. Steve Luke is down there, and Bruce Rule. The attendance today, 105,267. Weekend of January 19th to 20th, NBC will present on Saturday, round 3 of the Dean Martin Tucson Open. The AFC-NFC Pro Bowl game from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, followed by the final round of the Dean Martin Tucson Open on Sunday. NBC Sports, #1 in live coverage of major sports events all year round. Southern Cal's ball on their 28-yard line with a first down. Flags go down. I think Obradovich moved that time. That's it. He moved the tight end. Illegal procedure. Go back to the Trojan 23, 1st and 15. That last drive, 3 plays, 79 yards for Ohio State. And the pass has been an important weapon today for Ohio State. Puggage has caught 4 passes for 89 yards. He caught 5 all season. He's caught 4 in 1 game. And he's been the leading pass receiver all year with only 5 catches. Davis nearly has his head taken off by Nick Bonamici, who's now in there at left tackle, number 75. On the 26-yard line of USC, they have a 2nd down 12. McNeil checks in at tailback. And Cornelius Green has completed 5 out of 7 today for 104 yards. He had completed only 36% of his passes coming into this game. Hayden pass. And the receiver, Obradovich, had his back to the play. Hayden says, what happened? Turn around, look for the ball. 3rd down 12. USC on their 26. They're leading 21-20. Just over 4 minutes to play in the 3rd period.
And on that play, they had Rod McNeil wide open to that side. Rod McNeil went out. It looks like Anthony Davis has come back in. They may repeat. I rarely see them throw to Anthony Davis.
Now we have the 3rd string tailback in, Alan Carter, number 21.
Okay.
Passing play. Hayden out of the pocket. He throws just out of the reach of Obanovich, the tight end. And I believe he ran across the line of scrimmage. I think Pat Hayden crossed the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. You saw a flag go down. That's it. An illegal forward pass.
Again, the zone drop. He's trying to capitalize on it. Beautiful disciplined zone. The short zones, the deep zones. That's the pass, but he was definitely beyond the line of scrimmage.
All right, that's an illegal forward pass. A loss of the down, a penalty of 5 yards. Jim Lucas will punt now. And Neil Colsey is deep. Here's a kid that's averaged 17 yards of punt return. The best punt returner in the history of Ohio State. Oh, he just got it away. Colsey fields the ball at his 35. It's up to the 40, 45, 50, 40. He could break this one. 25, 20. And they bring him down inside the 10. Neil Colsey. What a punt returner.
He has 4 touchdowns this year. 2 on interceptions. 2 on punt returns. And he almost does this. There's the seam. Neil Colsey, the tradition of the great punt returners. Actually, Pat Hayden helped make that play because he forced it back to the inside.
Well, they take a breather after that 57-yard return foul. And looking again is Pete Johnson, the fullback, the freshman, having a day that a freshman would dream about. Number one, how many freshmen ever get to play in a Rose Bowl? Number two, how many score 3 touchdowns in a Rose Bowl game? And he has now carried the ball today 16 times for 82 yards. Second down, 4 to go for an Ohio State touchdown. And Johnson this time, look at the power of that kid. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. I told you he carried 3 Michigan players over 5 yards away. And that time, he blasted forward to about the 1.5 yard line. Watch his power, Al.
Jim Cagle blocking in front of him. Kurt Schumacher blocking there. And here's the power. Rich Wood makes what looks like a perfect tackle. And yet he fights on.
Third down now, and 1.5 yards to go for an Ohio State touchdown. They could put them out in front. And he is stopped. That time they stop him. USC, really. Charles Anthony, number 55. Eddie Pye. And down at the bottom of that file, number 79, the freshman, Gary Jeter. Watch it again.
Here it is again, and he is popped. The most points scored in the Rose Bowl game, we did it last year. He doesn't get in. Sam Cunningham did it with 24, and he's close, Pete Johnson.
And Ohio State has called a timeout. They have 4th down and 1 yard to go for a touchdown. They're trailing 21-20. Number 55 is Charles Anthony of USC. Over on the sideline talking to his defensive coach. Here's the Ohio State band in their stand.
All right, we saw one of the biggest holes I have ever seen on a goal line or on any line. The last touchdown Pete Johnson made. He ran at his All-American tackle. He's trying just about every hole. They're continuing to pop their big gun in there. There's Woody Hayes talking to his people. Cornelius Green back in. That hole was to the right side before. I wonder if they'll come back there.
All right, Ohio State up. 4th down and 1 yard to go for a touchdown. They're asking the crowd to quiet down. Everybody in the Rose Bowl now coming up on their feet. 105,000 here today. They want to see this goal line play. I'm not going to say this is the play of the game because every time one team scores, the other club comes right back and puts on a magnificent march. This is going to be one of the big ones. goes back in the lead.
Well, it looked like the typical play. They thought it was going to go to this man. What a fake. Beautiful, Cornelius.
There's that hole, Al.
Sure was. Let's see it again.
Watch this fake. This is real faking. Look at him. Slip it in and take it out of the belly of Pete Johnson and scamper over for the score.
How about from the ground?
On the ground here, you're watching 3 sophomores and a freshman right now in that Ohio State backfield. Now, what'll they do? They lead 26-21. And they're going to go for 2. I like this 2-point play. Bruce Elia is the fullback. Flag has been dropped. And they'll bring him back 5 yards. Now, change of strategy. Let's push the ball on the 8-yard line. And Blair Conway comes in. Holding will be Baschnagel. And another flag goes down. That's offside against USC. Offside against USC. I think it was Sims offside. Now they're calling the captain over from Ohio State. And they want to talk to their coach. They say, hold up. All right, the offside penalty is declined. They take the extra point on the successful conversion kick. So, it's Ohio State, 27. USC, 21. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Down to cover the kickoff.
And you keep thinking, 43 points all year. USC has 21 already against a super defensive team, playing a different type defense today, but just executing perfectly.
Listen to these offensive figures. I'll give them to you in just a moment. Davis at tailback, Moore at fullback, Pat Hayden. But Swan in motion. Hayden slips the ball off to Davis. And Davis is to the 26-yard line, where Jim Cope, the right end, Gradishar are in on the play. So it's 2nd down and 3 to go. USC on their 26. McNeil back at his tailback. USC today has 306 yards total offense. Ohio State has 316 yards. Both teams are over 300 yards in total offense. 2nd down, 3 for the Trojans. Hayden, Gerard McNeil at tailback. He's to the 29-yard line, very close to the 1st down. Van de Cree, number 88 at the end, made the stop for Ohio State, and they're going to measure.
Now in there at left defensive tackle, coming out Nick Bonamici. He was in there briefly for 42, Arnold Jones.
They're a foot short, Hayden says to his coach McKay. Here's a rerun with featuring Lynn Swan, the flanker back.
That's against Fox, Kurt. A lot of interesting things happen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, it looks like one of the great wrestling matches of the century.
Yeah, great foothold by Tim against Tim Fox.
Fox and the Hounds. 3rd down and a foot to go. The quarterback sneak by Pat Hayden. He has the 1st down. USC's ball along their 30-yard line. The score is 27-21, Ohio State. 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. McNeil back in his tailback.
And really the one big thing we haven't seen is the blistering speed of Lynn Swan deep. They're playing him deep. They're playing him very cautious, but he can fly.
Now they're back in the regular set with McNeil going in motion. Hayden goes on the run, and some of the Buckeye fans are saying he intentionally grounded that pass. The college rule is, very rarely see a call for intentionally grounding unless he just spikes the ball almost at his feet. But if there's no one in the area where he throws the ball, it's intentionally grounding, but there were a couple of red-shirted Buckeyes over that way. Van de Cree was in there after him, chasing him. There are the first downs. But it's on the scoreboard that counts, and Ohio State has a 27-21 lead. USC's ball on her 30-yard line, 2nd and 10. Davis again the tailback. Ken Kuhn has come in as middle linebacker, replacing Cagle for Ohio State. This pass is to Manfred Moore, and he's hit by Steve Luke, who really belted him there. Manfred Moore coming out of the backfield. He caught 16 passes during the regular season.
You know, on the far side, they booed a moment ago Van de Cree, but he's playing that spot extremely well. As I mentioned earlier, not too big, 6'1", 215, but he's playing it rather loose. It's going to have a difficult time getting out to that side. It's going to be very difficult to try to screen against him.
All right, we have a 3rd down and 5. You Ohio State fans will have DeCree next year. There's the end of the 3rd period. And what a Rose Bowl we're having here. Kurt Gowdy and L.D. Rogatis, USC's ball, 3rd and 5 on their 35. Hayden stops. Goes to J.K. McKay. He catches the ball on his 38. He's short of a first down. Somebody asked him how it felt to play for the... He's hurt, his knee. How it felt to play for his father, the coach. He says, my father doesn't coach the players, he coaches the coaches. J.K. McKay was hurt when he came down, hit up in the air. And now you're going to have an anxious father over in the sideline. Not just the player, but his son is injured.
John McKay's the kind of man, though, Kurt, as we both know, that everyone on that field is treated like his son.
Now it's a punting situation. Jim Lucas to punt, and Neil Colsey's back. He ran one back 57 yards the last time to set up the go-ahead touchdown for Ohio State. Here's a low kick right at him. Bad kick for a return. Colsey is covered this time, and he stopped on his 36-yard line. USC got away with that line drive punt. Leading ball carrier in this game for Ohio State's their freshman, Pete Johnson, 86 yards. Archie Griffin has 71. Anthony Davis has 69 yards for USC.
And now you're playing Woody Hayes' football game. He's ahead of you. He'll like to grind it out. He wants to eat up the clock.
He has that big freshman in there, Johnson. Griffin the tailback. Cornelius Green waiting for the snap. Green's going to pass. Maybe. He's an escape artist. Look at him. 43-yard line. He can really stay on his feet. Ed Powell, the left linebacker, brought him down after about 4 shots at him.
Well, that's not Woody Hayes' kind of football, Kurt. Looks like you're going to eat up the clock. First down, he's going to pass. What's happened to Coach Hayes? That cloud of dust isn't here today.
Well, as he says, he's mellowed. He's been all sweetness and light out here for the last 10 days for these history quotes. 2nd down, 2. Johnson, the fullback, just made it to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Art Riley and Monty Dorr spent him there. Riley, the right tackle, number 70. 3rd and 2 now for Ohio State on their 43-yard line. The passing has been important for Ohio State. They've been kidding the Ohio State passing attack, but they've hit 5 out of 7 and set up 2 of their touchdowns today. We're early in the 4th period. 3rd and 2. They run Archie Griffin, and he is stopped short of a first down. Ed Powell, Charles Anthony. Anthony's been outstanding today, number 55, senior, and Art Riley, number 70. All right, here's the punting team on for Ohio State. And suddenly, both defenses start to stiffen up. Now, here's the kid that made his first appearance in a varsity game in the first half of the one punt. He's replaced the star punter of Ohio State, Spadini, who fractured his ankle. So here's his 2nd punt of his varsity career. And it's not a bad punt. coming to the 21-yard line to Anthony Davis. Davis is really smashed down at his 28. And while he is this son, find out when Red Fox and Desmond Wilson star at Sanford & Son starting Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Hayden throwing. No good. To J.K. McKay, who is all right. No knee injury, back in the game. He has caught 4 passes today. Lynn Swan has caught 4. Pugic has caught 4 for Ohio State for 90 yards. All right, second down 10, USC on the 28. Now suddenly both offenses starting to sort of flame out, Al.
That's right, Kurt. The strategy's a little different right now.
They're sputtering. Let's see.
Fine blocking. Excellent blocking.
Watch Ilya. Watch this blocking up front. That's a murderous offensive line they have. They've had some holds out of this goal line you wouldn't believe. Steve Johnson scored 3 touchdowns. Ilya one now. They're going for 2. Green keeps the ball and makes it. Cornelius Green has it. And Ohio State now leads by 14. Timeout, Ohio State, 35, USC, 21. Coming to Alan Carter on the 6-yard line. And he's hit by number 84 for Ohio State, and that is Robert Brzezinski. And Woody Hayes just pours them in there. A much maligned passing attack of Ohio State has been the story of this game. They have thrown just enough to open up USC and make the run more effective. Cornelius Green has attempted 8 passes and hit 6 of them, and some of them have been big ones, 20, 30, and 40-yard passes, which has really made USC think on defense. First down, USC on their 22. Now Hayden slipping as he sets up, overthrows J.K. McKay. 3 or 4 times Hayden has slipped as he set up.
That's right. Now Ohio State really has the Trojans where they want them. They want them to throw the football. They will not use too much time doing it. Ohio State knows they can move the football. If Hayden is going to throw it well, Kurt, he's going to have to, again, try the short areas over the middle. They're taking away the outside. This defense, by the way, has just worked beautifully.
Second down 10. USC now trailing by 14 points. Hayden comes up out of the pocket. He's under pressure. Throws on the run. And it's a great grab by Lynn Swan. And what a pass by Pat Hayden for a right-hander to run left. And then, as you're running left, jump and throw. That takes some ability. Southern Cal has a first down. We have a player injured for Ohio State. Neil Colsey's coming out. Watch your right-hander go left. Very difficult pass, right, Al?
Boy, it sure is. He's got that poise that we've seen frequently that makes for a great quarterback. Constantly watching that secondary, throwing on the move.
Look at that Swan jump. Oh.
Can he get up there?
And he jumped. Southern Cal's ball, first down on their own 39. 10 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the Rose Bowl game. That's Colsey who was injured. He returned to punt 57, a big play of this game. Anthony Davis hit at the 44 of Southern Cal by Tim Fox, who's been a stick out on defense today for Ohio State. Number 12. And he's down. That was Fox's 10th tackle.
That was a big one. He made a big tackle there because Davis had a full head of steam up. There was a good block by Manfred Moore. Davis cut back and going full tilt hit Tim Fox.
Anthony Davis has 74 yards on the ground. The top ground gainer, Archie Griffin with 97. He was shaken up, taken out. He hasn't been back in. The freshman, Pete Johnson, has 86 yards for the Buckeyes and 3 touchdowns today. A freshman with 3 Rose Bowl touchdowns. Back in. All right, Hayden. Throws the swing. Out to Davis. Davis has a first down after the juggling catch. And Neil Colsey's over there to drive him out. Number 20. And that's a USC first down.
And now the tempo's picking up. You see a difference. You see the way these men are coming off the ball. Anthony Davis, who is not caught well, flew out of that backfield. The tempo is picked up. They know they've just about got the score here.
Now Pat Hayden has put the ball up 29 times today and hit 15. His seasonal percentage, 56% of his passes attempted were completed. McNeil in motion. Hanford Moore to the 45 of Ohio State. You know, as hard as they're hitting, Al, and as fired up as both teams were, it's remarkable they're playing with so few mistakes.
It's an extremely well-played, hard-fought, very clean football game. That little incident with Decree really was just a matter of a man being so high. But other than that, beautifully coached, representing two great states very well.
9 minutes to go in the Rose Bowl. 35-21, Ohio State. Hayden on second down. Swings it to Davis. Incomplete. Third down, 7. Stay tuned right after this game. We'll switch to the Orange Bowl in Miami, Penn State, and LSU. And John Cappelletti, the Heisman Trophy winner, performing in that game.
We haven't heard much, really. The tight end on the opposition has done well, but it's been Obradovich, really, who's done so well for USC. The tight end, Hayden, has not used him that much today.
McNeil back in at tailback. Kuhn is now the middle linebacker replacing Cagle. 3rd and 7 for USC. 45, 40. He's short of a first down. He stopped on the 39 of Ohio State. And he's hit there. Let's see as they look to that sideline. They almost have to go for it. 4th and a yard. And trailing by 14. 4th down and a long yard to go.
Rod McNeil is in the football game. Is he carried deep secondary?
All right, here we go. 4th and a yard. And he's going to pass for it. His pass broken up. Flag down on Colsey. Neil Colsey reaching over and hooking Lynn Swan for pass interference. First down, USC.
And both teams are going right at the heart, the strength of it. That is the Gradishar being blocked. And ball over the top.
Total yards in this game now, Ohio State 378, USC 362. And the score, 35-21 Ohio State. Southern Cal on the Ohio State 29-yard line with a first down. Big rush on him. Dumped it off to McNeil. Just got rid of that ball in time. Caught at the 25. Colsey made the tackle. And the heat was put in there by Ken Kuhn, who was blitzing from the middle linebacker position, number 54. The 4-yard gain. Second down, 6 for USC.
We'll try to get a look at Jim Obradovich. He's number 89. We're trying to figure out why is it that Hayden has not been going to him. It could be the man, the linebacker, forcing him inside.
Second down, 6. Anthony Davis, no gain. Number 32, Rick Middleton underneath. On top, Jim Cope, the right end. 3rd and 6. USC behind 35-21. Time moving against them. There's their third down situations. 7 minutes to play. And John McKay knows that they have to keep this drive going. 3rd and 6. With motion, McNeil. Hayden with a rush by Kuhn. Getting away, and now buried. Guy threw the ball away. But the whistle had blown him dead at the 40-yard line. Van Decree in there. Randy Gradishar, but it was Decree who put it on him, and they really went after him. They were blitzing on this play.
Boy, they were coming hard against a good offensive line. A big play. Gert, there were a lot of arguments about who represents the Big Ten. I know Woody Hayes was under a great deal of pressure, but we have to say this team has done just a beautiful job. There's Decree.
There's Van Decree putting him down as Pat Hayden tried to dump it off. And a timeout has been called by USC. This is a 4th and 21 coming. Pat Hayden wants a conference with his coach. 6:20 to go in the game. And NBC tells you the score is Ohio State 35, USC 21. It's over. We'll switch to Miami. LSU against Penn State in the Orange Bowl. Now here is a 21 yards they need, and he unloads it deep. And it is into the hand of Lynn Swan and out. Rick Middleton, I think, slightly deflected it. And he was down there around the 10 or 15 yard line. Could have held on to it. It would have been a first down. Time over 100 yards. How about that for a sophomore? He's played 11 games this year, and every game he's gained at least 100 yards. 2 more years to go. Bad news. Bad news for future opponents of Ohio State. Because he's getting better all the time. And he'll get bigger and stronger. On 2nd and 5. Pete Johnson, a freshman. More bad news for you future Ohio State opponent. He has 3 more years to go.
That's big bad news, I'll tell you. He is something. Well, they sure...
He gives it to Pete Johnson. He's into USC territory, to USC 47, where Charlie Phillips brought him down. I'll still hang my hat on that passing of Cornelius Green today as a key for Ohio State.
Oh, it sure was. You know, you're talking about the fullback, and so was I. Not only Pete Johnson, but Ilya. And in the wings, a man that now ranked 5th. All-time scorer, Champ Henson, who has not gotten into the game. Had a knee operation in September. He is dressed. He can play, but probably will not.
Clock moving in Ohio State's favor. 4:45 to go. There's Archie Griffin again. Still on the move. 25 to the 20. He may make this. He is over. Touchdown. 47-yard run for Archie Griffin. One of 7 brothers. Watching.
All right, that's Rich Wood firing across. Here's the first angle. Again, another super block by the big fullback.
Behind him, and they're just youngsters. This kick taken by Alan Carter. Carter brings it up to the 36. Ohio State wanted revenge today for the shellacking they received last year by USC. And also, as I told you, they were trying to stop that loss streak that the Big Ten's had against the Pac-8. Jerome Davis made that tackle. Ohio State has moved for 438 yards in this game. The all-time record, Iowa's 516 yards. Hayden shoots that ball to Hay, and it's a first down. USC on the Ohio State 44. Al, Forrest Evashevsky's Iowa team back in '59 made 516 yards, an all-time Rose Bowl record. Today, Ohio State has 438 yards.
Well, they've proven so much to us. USC losing 1, tying a tremendous Oklahoma team 7-7, and being taken apart now.
He dumps it off to Manfred Moore. Moore stopped. Well, I don't know, Oklahoma, you know, Notre Dame winning that spectacular game last night, Alabama. I imagine a lot of Buckeyes would like to see Ohio State play anyone.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ohio State play anyone, I'll tell you.
Of course, the governor of Oklahoma's been here for the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
His team couldn't go anywhere this year. He decided to come to the Rose Bowl. Governor Hall. Ken Gray is now the fullback. And this is a broken play. Hayden is diving ahead. I don't believe he had the ball securely when he took the snap. Timeout. Called by USC. They chase down. That's the third sack. Van de Cree has him, 88.
Van de Cree, boy, did he come to play football today, and he has been a big factor. We said earlier they threw a different defense at him. He's quick. Beats the block there.
He's been brilliant today on defense. Not too popular with USC fans, but Ohio State will take him. That play lost back to the 45. It's second down now. And 22 yards to go. 45 or 42-21, Ohio State. They've rolled in the fourth period. Setting up a screen to Moore. Moore brought down on the 40 by Vic Cagle, number 62, the middle linebacker. The Ohio State team, Al, much quicker team speed than last year. They all move well, laterally.
That's right. You were talking about some of the factors, and, you know, we asked Coach John McKay about this team before the game, and one of the things he brought up was his defense, their ability to move, and they are exactly that, much quicker.
And I think John McKay, he's an admirer of Woody Hayes. Hayes thinks McKay's an innovator. I think you'll see the left end move here for Southern Cal. The pass is to him for a touchdown, but I think you're going to see Obradovich move. I saw a flag go down. Obradovich's motion caught my eye, and I'm sure this is going to be called back. He jumped the gun. Watch it here, watch it. There he goes. That's him. He beat the snap, and he wipes out a touchdown for USC. Dennis Benishin and Joe Costanza have been our aides here in the booth today. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And our good friend, Dr. Bob Woods. He's of all the physicians in the Los Angeles area, Mr. Sports, Dr. Bob Woods. He just does it for the love of it. And Zane Radney is our production stage manager. Hayden unloads a deep one. Well covered, though. Incomplete. Meant for Lynn Swan. They fairly effectively bottled Lynn Swan today, Al.
Yes, they have. That deep zone, and we've seen it all year. It's hard to throw deep against it. Right now, he's forced to throw deep against it. You're just not going to beat it. You've got to come short, and so Ohio State says, okay, that's what we'll give you. But he's not taking it.
You had a senior there, Lynn Swan, covered by two freshmen, Bruce Rule and Jerome Davis. That Swan undoubtedly will go in the #1 round of the pro picks. He has everything to look for as a wide receiver. Fleet of foot, the hands, the jumping ability, the athletic competitiveness. Here's a fourth down play. Hayden down the middle. It's J.K. McKay, and it's the first down for USC. J.K. McKay. Oh, complete. And lost. And it's Ohio State's ball, I think. Shelton Diggs caught the ball. He had control and lost the ball. Randy Gradishar hopped on it. Ohio State's ball. Elias Green, another sophomore, has been voted the player of the game. Last year was Sam Cunningham. Sam the Bam for USC. First down, Ohio State on their 5. They give it to Bruce Elia, the fullback. And he wants to go back to linebacker. I think you'll see him there next year with Pete Johnson coming up behind him, the freshman, who rambled today for 3 touchdowns and 94 yards, Pete Johnson. He's just starting to learn what it's all about. Ohio State has it wrapped up, 42-21, 40 seconds to go. There's Elia again. Elia brought down by Gene Mardarian. Ohio State taking a lengthy huddle. We hope you've enjoyed the game today. It was going right down to a tight one till the middle of the fourth quarter when Ohio State broke it open. That's the time remaining. Elia carries for a first down. They're just eating it away. A happy band of Ohio State fans. Their team has the revenge that they wanted, and they stopped the Pacific 8 winning streak. The Big Ten's going to be the winner today. 4 seconds to go. And the Big Ten has come back. And the much-discussed selection of Ohio State to come out here, Ohio State has come through for the Big Ten athletic directors today.
That's right. When you think about last year and that overwhelming defeat, 42.
There it is. That's
17,
the final
and
score.
now they reversed it.
And Ohio State has won it 42-21. And so Kurt Gowdy and L.D. Rogatis bid you goodbye. A very happy new year.